How's it going, YouTube? This is Skul, and welcome back to some more Pokemon OmegaRuby ShinyLocke live streaming. So, let's get underway. So we are trying to find a shiny on Route 103 right now. So the way a ShinyLocke works, in case any of you want to know, is you can... Well, I've set up some personal rules. I can only go through the game using shiny Pokemon, and I cannot progress to the next route until I catch a shiny Pokemon. So I'm on Route 103, means I can't go to Route 104 until I have caught a shiny. If I just see one and fail to catch it, doesn't count, I have to catch it. Yeah. Anyway, let's get some formalities out of the way. The music in the background is by GlitchX City. Go check her channel out on YouTube. She makes the best Pokemon song remixes, and this is the music you're going to hear for the entirety of the stream. Also, as you can see, our donation goal is for all those amiibo, and I am at $107.90 raised. We are so very close to hitting our goal of $150. So, yeah. Your money is not required. I'm not going to ask for you to donate. Just know if you do, it is going towards stuff that helps to benefit the channel. I do make videos of me amiibo hunting and collecting amiibo and unboxing them and stuff like that, so it is going towards stuff that helps better my channel. And the next donation goal will be towards a graphics card, which will allow for me to stream Wii U and Nintendo Switch games. Because right now my computer just is not capable of it. So yeah, there's that. And what else have I got to talk about? Well, speaking of amiibo, today we had 3... Oh! Well, thanks, Jangos, for the $15 donation. Hype in the chat, everyone! I've got to manually update this real quick. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jangos, so much. Okay, so now we're at $122.90. Thank you so much, Dangos. Hype in the chat, everyone. Oh my goodness, that's so very generous of you. And updated. My goodness. Anyway, but yeah, there were 3 new amiibos that came out today. Skyward Sword Link, Majora's Mask Link, and Twilight Princess Link. And as of today, this is the first time in over 2 years that I do not have a complete amiibo collection. That's right, I failed to get the amiibo that released today. It is a sad day. Unfortunately, I didn't pre-order them, and none of my local stores had them, so I didn't even bother hunting for them. And then for Skyward Sword Link, I just didn't have the money for it. Plus, it's back-ordered until July for most of it, so yeah. But... my goodness, that's a very generous donation of yours, Jangos. Thank you so much. Holy cow. Look, we're so close to hitting the $150 goal. And like I said, the next donation goal will be towards a graphics card, which will allow for me to stream Nintendo Switch and Wii U games. And speaking of, regardless of whether I get it or not, I'm just going to have to settle for a low-quality stream in that case. I am happy to announce that I have figured out what I'm going to do to end Splatoon on Wii U. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a day where I meet with my Patreon pledgers. Anyone who's donated $5 or more, I'm going to have a big get-together with them and have a final recording session with them instead of Kyle, Cayenne, and Fishy, because they're all unavailable until Splatoon 2 comes out, unfortunately. And we're going to make a video for that, and that'll be put out hopefully soon. And then, I'm happy to say, the week before Splatoon 2 comes out, I will have an all-day, 12-hour-long live stream of me playing Splatoon. That's right. That means that all day, whichever day I choose, I haven't decided yet, I will be streaming Splatoon on the Wii U the whole day here on my channel for you guys to watch. So, yeah. I thought that would be a pretty amazing way to end it off, especially since I still feel bad about this. My last recording session with everyone lasted for 3 hours, and my footage got so corrupted, I don't think any of it's usable. I still have the audio from what we all talked about during that time, so I might be able to make something out of it, but the video is completely unusable, so whatever. That's how I'm going to end it. And then, of course, when Splatoon 2 comes out, I will be recording videos of that and hopefully streaming it, and I think that that would be a great way to end Splatoon and start Splatoon 2. Anyone else excited for that? Because I am. That sounds like just the thought of it last night. Like, I'll be honest, now's not a good time to be a YouTuber. I'm incredibly depressed with my channel. I'm not depressed, like, emotionally, but my channel is just suffering right now, and it's hard for me to think about new stuff to make for my channel, and you know what? I just think that this will be a great way to help it out and to make everyone excited and interested and all that stuff. And to the person who keeps asking if I set up Nightbot, yes. Yes, I did. Nightbot is a robot that's supposed to help control the chat, so yeah. But yeah, I really do think that this is the best way to end Splatoon. I may have encountered some difficulties getting to this point, but now that I'm here, I'm just gonna keep working at it, and yeah, I'm gonna make this work. You know, YouTube's the only job I've got, so I kind of have to. Demo is out for Splatoon 2. Well, there was this Splatoon 2 global test fire, and I did play that. I did stream it 5 out of the 6 times it was a thing. So, yeah. So I have played the demo. I have the demo up on my channel right now. So, yeah. How'd I get shiny Trico? I just reset the starter until it was shiny. Everything that I have gotten in this ShinyLocke, I have posted on YouTube as its own highlight. Unfortunately, so far that's only been 2. This Trico and the Zigzagoon, which is in the back of my party. And then whatever I get here will be number 3. I just think that would be kind of cool, though, to go through the entire game using only shiny Pokemon, and to beat the game using only shiny Pokemon. All legitimate shiny Pokemon, too. Oh, we just got a donation of some kind! Is it too late for the notification to pop up? Someone just donated $10! Hype in the chat. Oh, no. I turned off the notification for that. Oh, no. Let me go and see who donated. Jacob Randorf donated $10. He says, surprise, I made my promise of how I'm donating $10 every time you stream. Can't wait for the Splatoon stream. Hype in the chat, everyone. Thank you so much, Jacob and Jangos. We are up to $132. We are a mere $17.10 away from our donation goal, and I've only been streaming for 15 minutes, not even. Man, this is amazing. That's awesome. This is so exciting. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everyone so much. So let me get back to saying Splatoon 2. Yeah, well, not even Splatoon 2. I don't even know what to talk about right now. I tried to set up the notification thing so it only goes off when there is a donation and not a sub, because the notification thing slows down my computer a lot, and a graphics card will fix that, but until I get one, I just need to limit my computer to whatever I can manage and still get a high-quality stream. So, anyway. Let's see. Pepe, so far you have missed $25 worth of donations, and about 25 encounters so far, almost. Oh, that's unfortunate. Kylie, how'd you manage that? That's unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Will I do more streams? I'm hoping to stream it pretty often in the future. I'm not sure how often, but... and the alert box is open right now. at least for the time being. So if you guys want to donate, now's the time to do it. Make sure it shows up. But yeah, I'm definitely open to stream more, especially shiny hunting, but if I can manage it, I'd also like to stream games like Splatoon and other Switch games that I just won't be able to make videos for otherwise. I am in contact with FGD, I'm pretty sure it's FGD Entertainment, who create a lot of Switch games, or they create a lot of mobile games, and they're being ported to the Switch right now. Like just today or yesterday, I think today, they just released Oceanhorn on the Switch, and I'm in contact with them to try and get some review copies of these games, and I would love to review them live on stream instead of pre-recording a video. I think that would be pretty unique. So, the point is, yes, I would love to stream a whole lot more. We'll see if I can. How do you donate? There's two ways. One, you can use the link in the description of the video, or you can use the Super Chat button, which is the $sign underneath the chat. What are the chances of getting a shiny, then moving on and getting another shiny? Well, once I find a shiny on Route 103, I'm going to stop playing OmegaRuby, and then thanks to Tiago for the sub, and then I'll switch over to Pokemon Sun and Moon and hunt for a shiny there. Do I play Overwatch? Yes, I have it on PC. I actually recorded a video of me playing it on PC. Problem is the graphics are incredibly low, and so is the frame rate. I mean, I love playing it on my own, but it's just not good enough to be video quality, which is another reason I'd love a graphics card. I'd love to be able to play a whole lot more PC games and make videos of those. And, you know, based off of the amount of people who watch my Overwatch video, despite me getting it a year after it came out, and despite how low quality it was, people really liked it. So I would love to make that into its own series. So that's why the graphics card is next. I just think that's important for me to get right now. For my channel overall and for my computer specifically. Because once I get a graphics card, actually, turns out my computer is basically a gaming PC. I bought it for $1,000 at Best Buy, just whatever they had. I thought it was just, you know, an okay computer. No, if I put a graphics card in it and compare all the other specs, it's basically... I'm done. I'm done. Jangos. You have the biggest of thank yous. I cannot thank you enough. Jangos just donated $17.10, which means as of right now, our goal has been met. Oh my gosh, you just donated a total of $32.10. And thanks to Sethzilla for the sub. Hypity hype, indeed. I haven't even streamed for 20 minutes, and we just raised our goal of $150. Oh my gosh, Jangos, thank you so much. Oh, well, now let's go ahead and get a new donation goal. Okay, here's the thing. Graphics cards can cost anywhere between $300 and $900, depending on what you get. So here's what I'm going to ask: not which graphics card to make, but what the donation goal should be. I'm going to make it a difference of $400 and $500. And also keep in mind, I only see about 2/3 of the money that you guys donate to me, so thank you to everyone for the subs. So, should I make the donation goal $400 or $500 for the next graphics card? For the PC graphics card. Okay, I see 500, I see 1,000, no, I'll never reach that. 450, that wasn't one of the options. 500, 420, 450. Well, you just put 450 twice. 500, 430. Okay, you know what? I'm seeing enough 500s. Take a screenshot of this because that goal is going bye-bye because it has been met. So we are now going to make the goal PC graphics card goal of $500 and start of $0. And let's make the end of the goal period the end of July. There we go. We just started a new donation goal. Ladies and gentlemen. All thanks to Jangos and Jacob for finishing up the last one, and now let's continue on with the actual shiny hunting, which is what you're here to watch anyway, right? There's 95 of you. I guarantee there's not a single one of you who actually is here to listen to me talk about what I'm going to get with all this money people are giving me. Let's go ahead and actually find a shiny now. Oh, I will, Jangos. Don't worry. The next amiibo that come out, I will be hunting for them. So, yes. Yes, I will be doing a lot more amiibo hunting videos just for you, Jangos. To be clear, I did not hunt today, but that's because there wasn't a point. I checked with all of my stores in a 50-mile radius ahead of time. None of them got extra amiibo, so there would have been absolutely 0 point in hunting. So that's why I didn't hunt today. I will be hunting next month, all thanks to you guys' very generous donations that will allow for me to do that. But now let's focus on the new thing, which is a graphics card, which I will get. Once I will use towards, making my channel better. I'll be able to play PC games, well, high graphically anyway. I'll be able to stream more high-quality stuff. I'd probably, with a graphics card, I'd be able to include a webcam, all sorts of fancy animations and GIFs and stuff on screen. Right now, this is about the best my computer can manage. I can't even put on my webcam. I can't even put on a background on this thing. But yeah, so... yeah, I'm just... Anyway. No, Pika Freak, I ended up getting a Totodile, and I nicknamed it Godzilla. If only shinies can equal more donations. Well, who knows? Maybe the shiny gods will see all these donations and they'll grant us a shiny this stream. Remember, the odds of finding a shiny right now are 1 in 4,096. So that means we're not even 10% of the way to odd. €2 donation. Thank you, John, for the donation. I'm going to have to manually update this, but thank you so much. €2 donation. I actually need to go ahead. I need to check and see how much this is. €2 to USD. Donation hype in the chat by all means. $2.24. And there it is on screen. Thank you so much. Need to. There we go. $2.24. Okay, starting amount of $2.24. 500. PC graphics card. And 7/31/2017. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Look, that's a very humble way to start this, what I'm sure will be an amazing, amazing trip to getting that. Seriously, a graphics card will just improve my channel and my live streams in ways you just can't imagine. Everything that is being done right now that you see is actually being done with CPU power. This isn't an app. This isn't apples to apples, but it would be the equivalent of playing a Blu-ray on a TV, right? And even though the TV is displaying it, all of the processing power of the high-quality stuff is the Blu-ray player and not the TV itself. That would be the equivalent of what I'm trying to do right now. Actually, no. A better way to think of it is if you're playing a Blu-ray through a Blu-ray player, right now what I'm doing is all of the stuff, all the images on the screen are being generated by the Blu-ray disc and not the Blu-ray player, which is designed to handle all of that. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. Since I don't have a graphics card, it's like I don't have a Blu-ray player. Obviously, like I said, apples to oranges, but you get an idea. With a graphics card, I'd be able to handle so much more. I'd be able to play high-quality games, because I Googled it just for fun, and of all the AMD processors out there, I do have AMD, not Intel, But of all the AMD processors out there, I have one of the top 5 best, which, I mean, I'm surprised that that works the way it is. So, I think that the graphics card is definitely the best thing. Honestly, I was thinking of just building a new computer, but once I found out, all I need is that one part, and I have a gaming PC anyway, may as well just get that one part, right? That makes sense to me. And now I will stop talking about this, because you guys really don't want to hear me talk about that kind of thing, do you? You want to hear me talk about Pokemon. Let's talk about Pokemon. There's a battle competition going on right now that if you enter in Sun and Moon, you get a few Mega Stones, including the Lopunite, which gets you Mega Lopunny. I went ahead and entered that. I just had all level 1 Pokemon that I've hatched from random eggs. I've intentionally lost all my games. I just want the Mega Stones. I don't care about winning. So, have I played Mega Man X6? No, I've not. I've not played any of the Mega Man games. Well, that's not true. I did get the Mega Man Legacy Collection for the 3DS, because that came with the Gold Mega Man amiibo. And I did try and play the games, I just didn't have fun with them. I'd probably... Honestly, if I had them on the NES, I'd probably like them more, but I don't, so... And then I know that Mega Man X games on Super NES are really expensive, so... Yeah. Skul, you have been spared. Yay, I guess. It's still trippy in the background, how it looks like it's just a cardboard background instead of an actual thing in the distance. What about everything wrong with Pokemon movies? Well, I do one for the 20th anniversary movie. I haven't decided yet. I guess we'll just see. We'll have to see what the movie even is first. Because even now, we still don't really know what the movie is about. We know bits and pieces, we know the characters are in it, but we don't know anything about the plot. Is it really a remake of Episode 1? We honestly don't know. We think so, but we don't know yet. I'm not H-Dog. I'm not playing this on PC. I'm using an actual 3DS, but it's been modded so that I can capture the video. And it's not a cheap mod either. I think this 3DS costs $500. But, you know, once it's modded, all you need to do is just plug it into your PC and the video's right there, and it's all in real time too. You don't have to wait a little while like with an Elgato. It's all real time, just right there on the screen. In fact, I'm using the screen on my computer to see this better instead of the actual 3DS because it's a bigger screen. So this is a very nice mod. It's lasted me for over 2 years now. I think almost 3 years actually. I've had zero problems with it. It's just expensive. But for people who play 3DS games a lot, especially YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff like that, modded 3DS is definitely something that is very helpful. It's very nice. I've used this way more than I thought I would when I got it. For me, it's definitely worth the price. I have a friend, you guys know her, she's my artist, Calico Pikachu. She has a 3DS as well, with a capture card, and she barely uses it at all. But for her, it's fine because she uses it to get a reference for a Pokemon. She just records a short video of her petting her Pokemon and then uses that as the basis to try and see what the posing would look like if she were to draw it. And it works out really well for her. Because you can record the video and then just take a picture of it by playing the video frame by frame, which you can't do on a regular 3DS. You know, it's not like the Switch where there's a picture button. I think that's one of the best things about the Switch, actually, is that there's a button that lets you take pictures no matter what in any game. And it's pretty awesome. It's a feature that most people don't use. I use it a lot. You don't... I even tweet out some of the pictures I take. So, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, you guys are getting kind of quiet in the chat. How's everyone doing today on this fine Friday afternoon? It is June 23. It is now officially summer. Well, let's see. Anna's birthday was 2 days ago. What else? The new 3DS has a better, faster processor. Yes, it does. But they're also harder to mod. As far as I understand it, there aren't that many modded new 3DSs in the world. They're very difficult to mod. Because Nintendo, believe it or not, I know, shocker, they don't like you modding their system so that you can capture the video. They really don't like that. So, they made it consistently harder and harder for you to mod these things. I mean, a modded DS, like, even a DSi modded, would cost like $100. They're dirt cheap, because they're so easy to modify to capture the video. Modded 3DSs, regular or XL, those are $500-600, and then the new 3DS is just as expensive, but it's way more tedious. So you have to buy insurance on the 3DS just in case it's modded incorrectly and it doesn't work anymore. It's so stupid. But like I said, in the end, it's worth it, because I'm able to stream any 3DS game for you guys, which is basically Pokemon, but like in September, when Metroid Return of Samus comes out, or Samus Returns, whatever it's called, the new 3DS Metroid game, okay? When that comes out, I'll be able to play it and stream it for you guys all I want. And trust me, when Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I will be playing that game out the wazoo. But to capture Switch footage, all you need is an Elgato. Those cost $100, and they work for anything that uses HDMI. They work for Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U. I've even hooked it up to my Blu-ray player and used it to capture some Blu-ray footage for Pokemon the First Movie for a video I never did. But you get the idea. Actually, my Elgato, I don't know if all Elgatos are like this, but mine has composite input, so I can put in anything with composite cables, and I have used that for VHS tapes. I've used it for Blu-rays, not Blu-rays, what am I talking about? I've used it for my N64 games. I've used it to capture footage of my Atari 2600 console, which has an RF input. I routed it through the VCR, and through the VCR into my Elgato. I can use my Elgato to literally capture any video game system ever made. Think about that. That just blows my mind. That the little device is capable of doing that. Whereas with 3DSs, almost all handhelds, you need to modify it in some way. For Game Boy Advance games, and Game Boy Color games, that's easy. You just use the Game Boy player on the GameCube and capture the GameCube with the Elgato. That's easy. For DS and 3DS games, you need a modded DS, and that's what this is for. This modded 3DS is capable of recording any DS game, any 3DS game. The only things it can't record are the ones that are exclusively for the new 3DS. That's it. But there aren't many of those games, and most of them are ports of Wii U games anyway, which are far superior. So, yeah, I can use this to record anything. I have used it to record stuff like, well, if you guys saw my shiny Totodile from Heart Gold Soul Silver, that was played on this. It's just like, I could talk about a capture card for so long, but I'm going to spare you. How do I feel about the new 2DS? I like the new 2DS. I think it's awesome. I don't have one. I probably won't get one, but I like the idea of it. See, people are mad because they thought that the Switch was going to replace the Wii U and 3DS. Nintendo specifically said, no, it wasn't going to replace either. Of course, it did replace the Wii U, but that's just because the Wii U sucked. I don't know why you were timed out. Actually, you know what? I am going to turn off Nightbot. It seems to be causing way more harm than good. I thought it'd be a good idea for this stream, but obviously not. I'm going to turn off Nightbot. Sorry, guys. Pardon me while I do that. There. Nightbot is off. You guys should be all good now. Shouldn't be timed out for no reason now. Well, it's not that the Wii U sucked. It's that the games on it did not sell well. The Wii U itself did not sell well. So the Switch is just the superior system. It's the one people want to buy. It's the one people want to play. So in essence, it's the Wii U replacement. It's not the 3DS replacement. They've been working on 3DS games forever, and there's over 66 million 3DS systems in the wild. 66 million! That's one of the best-selling consoles of all time. They wouldn't just throw that away for a system that just launched 4 months ago. Not even 4 months ago. But yeah, you guys should all be good now. Anyone who was putting a timeout earlier, you're fine now. Nightbot is gone, and you should be fine now. Thank you. So, yeah, so you still have amazing games coming out for the 3DS. You know, just next week, there's Ever Oasis, which is a game that people actually really want to get. I won't, but people will. There's Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon coming out this November, I think. That's going to be awesome games that they just couldn't have put on the Switch. Not this early, anyway. I mean, there will be a Pokemon game on the Switch, but it won't be related to Sun and Moon. I think it'll be Generation 8, and it won't be until 2019. There's the new Metroid game coming out on 3DS. I guarantee that'll do well. There's still all sorts of amazing games that are coming out for the 3DS. They'd be stupid to throw away the 3DS right now. It is an amazing console with amazing games and plenty left in its life cycle. I mean, it's been out for 6 years, but it's an amazing piece of hardware and it's been doing really, really well. And the Switch cannot replace the 3DS. So, that's already... that's just my 2 cents worth. I mean, I liked the Wii U, don't get me wrong, but when it comes down to it, there's really no reason to play it anymore. I mean, all of the games that I liked on it are either getting a port or a sequel on another system. You've got things like Splatoon, that's getting Splatoon 2 next month on the Switch. There's people like Super Mario Maker, well, that's on 3DS now. Yoshi's Woolly World is on 3DS. Hyrule Warriors is on 3DS. Breath of the Wild, that got a dual release on the Switch. Mario Kart 8, that got a deluxe version on the Switch. Pokken Tournament, that got a deluxe version on the Switch. Or it will get. But my point stands, is that there's just no reason to play the Wii U anymore except for those few games that are just not on any other system. Yeah, I don't see people exactly scrambling to play Star Fox Zero these days. I didn't hate the Wii U games at all. I loved the Wii U games when I played them, but there's just no reason to play them anymore because now I have a Switch. And, for example, Mario Kart 8. Everyone loved it when it came out on the Wii U. They said the one thing it was missing was a battle mode. Well, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe not only came with a battle mode, it came with all the DLC from the first one for free and a lot of other stuff. So why would you want to go back and play the first one when the new one is just better in every single way? So, then there's things like Pokken Tournament Deluxe. That's getting all the extra characters this year, and hopefully it'll be a little more playable, because I did not like it at all. I really wanted to like Pokken Tournament. I just couldn't. I don't know why. I just could not. Then there's things like Splatoon. Honestly, if I were to tell someone to get a Wii U and only one game, it would have been Splatoon, because that was the only game that was never ported to another console, or did not have at least a similar game on another console. And now we're getting Splatoon 2, which is a sequel, not a port, which I'm very happy with. So if you want to play the original, you still have to play the Wii U version, which I like. It gives me a reason to keep my Wii U for a reason to keep playing that game, and not just to keep it for retro gaming purposes, you know, just to collect all the consoles. I forgot to mention Super Smash Bros., but it had literally almost exactly the same game on the 3DS. The Wii U one is obviously better, but the 3DS version does exist and it sold incredibly well. So, I mean, it's no secret, but it's pretty obvious we're going to get a Switch port at some time. I'm sure we will. If not, it's going to be Smash 5, which is going to be better anyway, so... My point is, the Wii U was amazing, there were a lot of awesome games on it, but when it comes down to it right now, why should you play the Wii U over the Switch? I just can't think of any reason. In fact, once Splatoon 2 comes out, I'll probably unplug my Wii U from my computer, hook it up to my TV, and never play it again. Because right now the only reason I play my Wii U for any reason is Splatoon. When Splatoon 2 comes out, there won't be a point in playing the first one anymore. I'm sure I will, but I'll play it on my TV and not on my computer. It's just taking up very precious space on top of my tower. So, yeah, and people are saying that the 3DS is low quality. The picture quality doesn't matter as long as the games are good. That's always been the case. Why do you think Atari 2600 is still so revered and so loved today? Those are the most primitive graphics you can think of, but the gameplay is awesome. Same with the 3DS. I mean, yeah, obviously it'd be much more HD on a home console, but the gameplay for these games is amazing. So, it's really, that's it. Anyway, what do you want me to talk about now that might not scare away 30 plus viewers? Because we're down to just 73 right now. By the time you hear this, it might be even lower. Well, the reason is because the Switch is pretty hard to get. I am not denying that. The Switch is going to be hard to get. You probably won't even see Switches on shelves. Like, you can guarantee to go to the store and see one on the shelf until maybe next year. Maybe not even until this time next year. But trust me, having a Switch is so awesome. And I encourage you, if you really want a Switch, like you really want one and you have the money for one, you follow. There are Twitter profiles, and there are subreddits, and there are alert sites all over that'll tell you whenever there's news about when Switch restocks are going to happen in the future. I suggest you follow those because they're accurate. They're extremely accurate. So if you want a Switch, then do the necessary things in order to get one. That's what I say. Don't spend $400 on a scalper Switch when you can just wait a little while and buy it for $300 plus tax. Have I ever played my Switch outside of my house? Yes, I have, several times. I took it to church with me once. Everyone loved it. I've taken it with me to the library when, sad to say, I needed to do research on something for an EMT certification. She is EMT certified, by the way. I'm so proud of her. I took it with me and I played there, and I played Legend of Zelda out the wazoo. I've taken it with me several places, so it's really, like, I don't care for the portability of it, but it is nice when I'm in the middle of playing a game, and Sazay says I need to go somewhere, do you want to come with? And I say sure, and I could take it with me and play it while she's busy. It's really nice. Although, I gotta say, I've only taken it out of the dock a few times. I much prefer playing it just on the screen. It's a bigger screen, it's nicer. I don't have to worry about my neck screwing over, having to look down on it, but yeah, I play my Switch a lot. Not as much now, but whenever I can, I just love it. It's amazing. How many was most views I've got? On a live stream, I got over 600 people watching on Twitch, and I had over 500 people watching when I was finishing up Sun and Moon, because I think I was one of the first people in the world to actually beat the game, because I just played it non-stop until I was at the end, and then it beat it. So there were over 500 people in here watching that. As far as views on a video, my Flash Firebox is over 5 million views, and I say that so casually, but that's the most watched booster box opening of all time. It's the most watched trading card game video of all time, and it's just amazing to me that it's been watched that many times. In fact, to this day, over half of my views every single month are from that video alone. So, that's pretty amazing. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Am I going to do shiny methods or just random encounters? Well, for now, all I can do is random encounters, unless I want a Dex Nav for Zigzagoon, which I don't. I really hope I get either a Wingull or a Poochyena as my next shiny. But in the future, I will be using methods. I'll be using horde battles. I'll be using chain fishing. For legendaries, obviously, I'll have to soft reset, but that's fine. So yeah, in the future I will be using various methods to shiny hunt, but all I can do right now is random encounters, and hope. Did I go amiibo hunting for the new Zelda amiibo today? No, I did not, because I called or contacted otherwise every single Best Buy and GameStop within a 50-mile radius of where I lived, and every single one of them said they were 100% not getting extra amiibo except to fulfill pre-orders. So there would have been absolutely no point for me to even consider amiibo hunting. So I did not get any of them. So For the first time in 2 years, I have an incomplete amiibo collection. I will go hunting next month, but that's only thanks to everyone donating enough money for me to do that. But otherwise, there's just no point. So, yeah. Actually, I don't even know if I can, because the money that was donated was just enough for me to cover the ones that I pre-ordered. I still, on that same day, I need to pick up Splatoon 2 and the Pro Controller. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I don't know if I'll even have the money to look for the rest of them. I'll probably get the Alt Corrin from Amazon just because I've been waiting for that ever since I found out it was announced. And even before it was announced, I really hoped that they would make it. So I'm getting that one just because I really want that one. But like, the others that I didn't pre-order, I don't know if I'll be able to get. I guess we'll see. I would love to amiibo hunt, but it all depends on money. And money is an issue right now because YouTube hates their content creators. So, that's all I have to say about that. But, you know, I'm not saving up for that now. I'm saving up for something that hopefully lets me create much better content for you guys. That PC graphics card. Anyway. Yeah, you get a shiny randomly. The odds are 1 in 4,096, which means actually we are over 10% of the way to odds. So there you go. We're over 10% of the way to odds. So the 20% mark is 820, I think. 820. We'll go with 820. So we'll see if I can't hit that mark today. I don't know how long I'll be streaming, but we'll see. How do I find when test fires were for the Switch? Well, I follow a lot of, if you go to my Twitter, you'll see that I follow a lot of accounts, and most of them are Nintendo-related. Basically people who, when they see something special's about to happen, like in the future, they'll tweet out about it. So most of the way I find out about special events like the global test fire for Splatoon, I just found out by watching those people. And then, if I forget, I just Google it. So that's basically it. What was my first shiny? How did I get it? Same as everyone else. Red Gyarados and Pokemon Silver. Do I have the shiny charm for this? No. Wait, do I? I just realized I might have a complete Pokédex. In the Hoenn Pokédex, it is complete. Wow, my past self, I have you to thank. In my infinite wisdom, I actually downloaded my whole Pokédex to this game before I transferred it up to Sun and Moon. So, I do not have the shiny charm yet, but after the game is over, I will be able to pick it up, which will help my post-game shiny hunting a whole lot more. I thought I was just going to have full odds every single time. No. Past self, I thank you, sir. Wow, that was very insightful of me to do that. I still don't remember doing that, but I did. I downloaded the whole Pokédex to this before I transferred it up to Gen 7. Wow, that was awesome. Of course, now I gotta never reset this game again, because I'll never be able to do that again. My favorite Nintendo console is the N64. And yes, I do watch Game Explain. You're right, they do spoil a lot of things. I like Game Explain for when they report facts, but my biggest gripe with them is they report rumors, especially from two people in particular who are known by this point to falsify information. And yet, every single time those two specific people come out with information or leaks or rumors or whatever, they report it, creating false hype for everyone, so when it doesn't happen, everyone's disappointed, and it's excused as, oh, it's just a rumor, you know, take it with a grain of salt. No, if it's just a rumor, you don't report it. That's journalism 101. And I'm kind of griping about this because I took journalism in college, and that was one of the things hammered into me. Don't report on rumors, report on facts. And yet, these days, all people do is report on rumors. Almost. I mean, it's so stupid. I just do not like it. That being said, when Game Explain focuses on things that aren't rumors, they're great. Really, they are very professional. It's just the rumors are too stupid. I do not like when there's so many of them, so whatever. That's just my own personal opinion, of course. Oh, no, sorry, AC. I'm done. Now's a perfect time to stop by. I'm just busy shiny hunting. Is there something you guys would like me to talk about now? Anything at all? I'm open to suggestions. My favorite shiny Pokemon is Zoroark. I don't know how many of you guys know who Walter Cronkite was, but he was a very well-respected reporter during the 60s. Like, he covered the moon landings and the JFK assassination and the Vietnam War and stuff like that. He was incredibly well-respected. What happened in the 50 years between now and then, when journalists went from incredibly respected for their telling of the truth and being just blunt, honest, and very respectful, and now journalists are all, you know, you can't believe everything you hear, and you just don't like them anymore. I mean, especially, like, last year, especially during the election period. I'm going to keep politics off my channel as much as possible, but I'll just say this. When the majority of journalists and reporters say Hillary Clinton is going to win, and then Donald Trump wins and they wonder how they got it wrong, you know that they're out of touch with what's really going on in the world. And that's all I'll say about that. Do I think I'll ever see Kyanna, Fishy, or Kyle in real life? I think I'm more likely to see Fishy and Kyle than Kyanna because she lives in the Netherlands. At least Fishy lives in Canada, so he's in the same continent as me, and Kyle lives in New England somewhere, so maybe if I ever go to New England, he'd be able to meet up with me. That would be awesome, but yeah. I don't know if I'll ever meet them in real life, but you never know. I would like to. I think it'd be awesome. I've met a ton of friends that I never thought I would in real life, and usually due to going to Pokemon events like Worlds and Nationals, but, you know, for other things, maybe it'll happen. I guess we'll just see. What do I recommend for shiny hunters? Do your research. If you want to shiny hunt a specific Pokemon, research how to get that Pokemon and what you should do to prepare for it. Because I've seen plenty of people who have failed shiny hunting because they go shiny hunting for it, and then they, like, the worst one I've ever seen is where they were all set to catch the shiny and they couldn't throw the Pokeball because their PC was full. That was horrible. That's not what I'm talking about, though. What I'm talking about is, like, if you're going after, say, an Absol in the Friend Safari, then you're going to have to research how to get that Absol in the Friend Safari. Is it a third slot Pokemon? Is it, you know, you need to research how to get that Pokemon. So that's what I recommend to anyone shiny hunting. Do your research. Just as much as you can. That's what I recommend. Do I like Zubat? I think it's okay. Best shiny mythical? Mythical Pokemon can't be shiny. That's sort of a staple. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. We had the shiny Genesect distribution, but generally speaking, mythical Pokemon can't be shiny, so I tend not to even acknowledge them. What's the scariest Pokemon? I honestly don't know. I think Malamar's pretty scary. The episode of the anime that focused on Litwick, that was pretty scary. It was an early black and white episode. And, you know, I don't like the black and white anime, but that episode was really creepy. Will I collab with Gary and Reva again? Doubtful. I've already collabed with him so many times, but I guess we'll see. Do I take music requests? No, sorry. I'm only playing Glitch X City songs, and they're on a randomized playlist through iTunes. It's sort of to help make sure that all my music is copyright free. Just a sort of guarantee on that. My favorite 30 is Zelda amiibo. I don't know. I like the Ocarina of Time one. My favorite Zelda amiibo overall is Zelda herself from Breath of the Wild, but she's not a 30th anniversary amiibo. Do I like Mimikyu? Yeah, it's adorable. I don't know if you've seen it, but I actually have 2 separate Mimikyu amiibos. One of them is Mimikyu itself, and then one of them is if Mimikyu had made a Helioptile costume instead of a Pikachu costume. You should go check both of them out. They're both made by the same person. In my opinion, the best custom amiibo maker in the world. Just absolutely amazing. And the Helioptile Mimikyu she made specifically just for me. There's only one in the world, and it's for me, and I just felt so amazing just knowing that. My favorite Pokemon game is Pokemon Silver. Do I like Pikmin? Never played it, don't have an opinion. Alright, been streaming for not even an hour, and we're already up to 100 and almost 125 encounters. Do I like Umbreon? Yeah, I love Umbreon. It's an amazing... I like the design of it. It's really awesome. What Pokemon do I like the least? Garbodor, I don't know. I know it's, you know, the stereotypical, it's a trash Pokemon. Well, Generation 1 had Muck, so you're being double standard. Well, I don't like Muck either, so there. I'm not saying Garbodor is a horrible design of a Pokemon, I just don't like the look of it, that's all. I think all the Pokemon are very well designed, it's just, I don't like Garbodor, that's all. Would I want a Mimikyu life-size plush? I'll tell you what I want is a Primarina life-size plush. There's one on Etsy right now, and it's $250, but I've never wanted something so much in my life. But I don't have $250. And if I did, it should not go towards that. It should go towards more important things. So, yeah. What are my thoughts on Metroid Prime 4? When I saw the trailer, I thought, well, those SOBs at Nintendo finally made it. And honestly, that's the game I'm most excited for. Upcoming, I'm even more excited for Metroid Prime 4 than I am for Splatoon 2. And here's the thing. I have never played a Metroid game in my life. That should tell you how excited I actually am for Metroid Prime 4. How big is the plush? It's life-size, so, what, 5'7"? Whatever it is. So, like, if you go to Bulbapedia and see what its size is, that's how big the Primarina is. And they even showed pictures of it. Like, in comparison to a 3DS, for example. It's life-size. If someone donates $250 right now, I'll spend that money right now to get that Primarina. Oh my goodness, man. I have my life-size Poplio plush, which is official. Nintendo actually made it. So, that's awesome. And Poplio is my favorite starter from Sun and Moon, so a life-size Primarina would be awesome. The plush exists on Etsy, it's just I don't have the money for it. I wish Pokemon were real. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Hasn't that been everyone's dream ever since 1998, for Pokemon to be real? Do I like Chandelure? Yeah, it's okay. What am I thinking about Splatoon 2? I love Splatoon. I really do, and I'm really looking forward to playing Splatoon 2, especially on my channel for you guys. I'm sure I'll be playing it a lot all the way until Splatoon 3 comes out. AC, you donate me $250, I will make you a part of the squad. Like, instantly. That would be your reward. Crystal. The games I'm looking forward to on the Switch, there's a lot. Obviously, I'm looking forward to Splatoon 2, I'm looking forward to Metroid Prime 4, there's that new Yoshi game coming out next year, the Super Mario Odyssey, which I'm looking forward to now just because it has a T-Rex in it, yeah. I'm looking forward to that new Pokemon game, obviously, whenever that comes out. There's plenty of games coming out. There's a Monopoly game coming out on the Switch. I'm looking forward to that. Like, seriously. I'm a big Monopoly fan. But, like, there's a ton of games coming out on the Switch that I'm really looking forward to. I'll pull up my list of Switch games here. What have I pre-ordered? Azure Striker Gunvolt, I think it's just because it's Japanese. Let's see. Monster Hunter Double Cross, which is also Japanese only. Dang it. Oh, Starlight. I'm looking forward to that. When they played the trailer at E3, I just thought, wow, that looks like a good game. Do I have a Pokemon waifu? I refuse to answer that question. What games that I'm not excited for? Mario plus Rabbids. That's what I'm not excited for, and I don't understand why people are hyping up over that. Like, if it was just Rabbids, you wouldn't care for it, so is it just because there's Mario in it? Like, seriously, I don't understand that. Worst amiibo? Well, I like all of them, but I guess my least favorite ones are the Animal Crossing ones. Aside from Isabelle and a few others, I really can't actually remember any of their names, so yeah. A girl-only Nuzlocke. I did that in Pokemon Silver. I called it a girl lock. Whoops, go up. There you go. Favorite all-time starter? Snivy. The most expensive amiibo, just off the shelf, I'm pretty sure is Mega Yarn Yoshi. If you were to go to a store somehow and find it and buy it, it would cost $40. The most expensive in terms of the most valuable one right now, I honestly don't know, but I'm willing to bet it's either some of the Zelda amiibos, or it'll be the Samus amiibo from the Smash series. That'll probably become the most expensive amiibo here pretty soon, with Metroid coming back and all that. Did I reach my goal for the amiibos? Yes, I did. All thanks to Jacob and Jangos for donating enough for me to reach that goal. And now we are saving up for a PC graphics card. My favorite Pokemon in OmegaRuby Alpha Sapphire? Latias. Do I know Chadtronic? I think I've heard of that name. I'm not familiar with him, though. Wasn't the Guardian amiibo expensive? Yeah, but I think it was only like $30. Mega Yarn Yoshi was $40. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Thank you for the sub, Trusso. Yeah, I kind of feel bad that all the Animal Crossing amiibos are going for like nothing now. I bought them all for retail when they first came out. I was so stupid. Well, definitely Nintendo won E3. They won with the Metroid Prime 4 trailer and nothing else. Jorge Aguilar, thank you for the sub. And yes, I like Latias more than Latios, because I like girls more than boys. My favorite Pokemon in Gen 1 is Nidoqueen. Please do more Shiny Hunting streams. I will. I'm doing Shiny Hunting streams like 3 or 4 times a week. So yeah. Do I have a Discord server? I used to. Not really anymore. If you donated $500, what would happen? Donate and find out. That's what I have to say. People have donated $300. Oh, someone just donated $1.76. Thanks, Keegan. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, speaking of donations. Hype in the chat, everyone. I forgot to hit the button, didn't I? There we go. Wow, thank you so much, Keegan. Hype in the chat. But yeah, 2 separate people have donated $300 altogether. One of them donated $300 all at once, and the other donated $300 in a single day through, I think, 4 or 5 different donations over the course of the day. But yeah, that's how much I've been donated all at once. The $300 went towards this graphics card, the one that was $300 all at once. This graphics card that this capture card that I'm playing the 3DS for you right now. And then the other $300, I'm pretty sure was split between getting the Wii U and I'd like to say getting a Wii U. I don't remember, but I did use it for something on my channel. That I don't just save up money for something that I don't show off in a video or use to create videos or streams or something like that. Every single penny that you guys donate to me goes towards something. So yeah, did I pre-order Splatoon 2? No, I didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick it up at Best Buy on release day. I get 20% off anyway since I'm a GCU member, so I didn't pre-order. I'm just going to pick it up. They never, ever sell out of games, so I'll be fine. What's the most common amiibo where I live? Probably Daisy from the Super Mario series. Oh, that's awesome, Cam. What's going to be my Inkling's gender in Splatoon 2? Most likely the girl, because, like I said earlier, I like girls. I just like playing as the girl characters. What's my favorite amiibo? My favorite amiibo is Mega Yarn Yoshi. Could I set the next goal to all the Pokemon games? Wow, if I were to buy all the Pokemon games I don't have right now, that'd be pretty expensive, wouldn't it? Whenever this goal is met, then I will decide what my next goal will be for. But until it is, there's no point, because this is a $500 donation goal. It's going to take a long time to get there. So there's no point in even thinking about what I get next until this is met. That's what I have to say about that. My favorite hairstyle for the girls in Splatoon 2 is the shoulder-length bobs that the girl has on the cover of Splatoon 2. You guys know what I'm talking about. The one with the pink hair? So, yeah. That's my Switch friend code. I'm not sharing that, sorry. When do I usually record? I don't understand. When do I usually record, or when do I usually stream? Because I usually stream actually not even this late. Well, I guess around this late. I usually stream like around this time, a few days a week. It's always random. It always just depends on my mood that day, but I aim for a few times a week. So, yeah. But when do I usually record anything? It depends on the video. It depends on my day. I do not have a schedule for when I record footage. Me, Fishy, Kyle, and Kyanna usually recorded on Sundays in the mid-afternoon for Splatoon, but they're all busy for the rest of until Splatoon 2 comes out, basically. So I probably won't be recording with them at all for the rest of this time. Anyway. Am I going to play ARMS? I'd like to, but it's better to play ARMS with other people that I can chat with, and none of my friends got ARMS, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to do it some other time. I don't know, we'll see. I'd like to play ARMS. I mean, that's a pretty expensive game, and I was looking forward to that so much, but then I got it, and there was no one to play with, and I haven't even turned the game on yet. I just put it in the Switch, claimed my Nintendo rewards, then put it back in the case. That's all I've done with it so far. Yep, AC, I will stay true to my word. What happens if someone sent me 1 followed by so many zeros? I don't even know if that much money exists in the world. I don't know. All I can say is send it and see what happens. Do I like Togepi? Yeah, it's okay. There aren't many Pokemon I don't like. Is there a reason why this is a ShinyLocke? Because I felt like it. I just thought it would be fun. I know how long it would take, but if I want a complete living shiny Pokédex anyway, then why not just play through the game and only use shiny Pokemon? And like I said, I know it'll take forever, but early on it'll take longer than later on. Later on I could use methods like chain fishing and horde hunting and stuff like that. So, yeah, why not? It's my opinion on Glaceon. I think it's beautiful. It is my second favorite evolution, only after Sylveon. How'd I meet my wife? We went to high school together. If I had the chance, would I work as CEO of Nintendo replacing Reggie? I'd love to, but I don't think that they would keep me for long, because I would basically tell every single person working at Nintendo that they are a horrible business, and they probably wouldn't like my ideas of trying to fix things. Nintendo makes great games. But they haven't made a smart business decision in over 20 years. That's what I have to say about that. So if I worked at Nintendo, I would basically revolutionize the internal structure of it. Like, so much. So... if I would love to work at Nintendo in a executive position, but they would not let me. Because I am not a team player. I am very much, you're doing this wrong, here's how you fix it. And they would not like that. My favorite Pokemon is Helioptile. How did I meet Kyle and Fishy? I haven't met them. We've only ever talked with each other over the internet. No, AC, that's incorrect. I get 1/10 of a penny per view. So if you watch my videos 1,000 times, that would get me $1. Am I still in Florida? Nope. No, I've been back from Florida for over 2 weeks. What was my first Pokemon game ever? Pokemon Red. You know, back when it was just red or blue, and I chose red because it had Charizard on the front. If someone broke into my house and broke my 3DS, how would I feel? I'd feel fine because I have renter's insurance. So I just get a new one. No, AC, you'd have to watch 250,000 videos. Watch the caps, guys. What was my first 3D Pokemon game? Well, not counting Pokemon Stadium, my phone is going off. It'd be Pokemon X. Be right back, guys. Oh, and I come back to my favorite Glitch X City song. Sorry about that, guys. Sadaze called me. She had to give me an update on her work schedule, so that's what that was. Anyway, I'm back. Now, what are we going to talk about? AC, anyone could do that. Like, I think I would prefer actual money. That'd be more reward-worthy, wouldn't it? Just a thought. Anyway. I have done that in the past save, and it did not work out well. So, the best way to communicate with my fans, you just follow me on Twitter. I'm basically an open book there. I just publish whatever I want, whenever I want. Oh, hi, Sagasi. Just so you know, I have decided to do the Patreon-only recording session for Splatoon on top of the monthly, just private sessions. So, like, the next available chance all my patrons have to record Splatoon with me, I'm going to take advantage of it, and, so be on the lookout for that post on Patreon, just so you know. Shiny odds for chain fishing. The odds go up the more you fish. You could get it within 10, you could go over 100 and not get it. The odds just increase, decrease, I guess, as you go up. Do I have an Instagram? No, I do not. What starter am I getting in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? I'm getting Poplio, and this time I will soft reset until it's a female. I didn't do that the first time just because the soft resetting would have taken forever. Hopefully in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon it takes a lot less time. I guess we'll see. So, yeah, I will be going with Poplio again. What shinies have I gotten? What are they? Okay, that's a bit redundant, but I have a shiny Trico and a shiny Zigzagoon so far. And whatever I get on Route 103 will be my shiny, my third shiny. I'm hoping it's either Poochyena or Wingull, but we'll see. Have I ever played any of the Fire Emblem games? I played a little bit of Awakening. It's fun. It's a strategy type game. I kind of think of it as Advance Wars, kind of. But yeah, I haven't really done that yet. Did I soft reset for a female starter in Gen 2? Actually, for the longest time, whenever I picked Chikorita, it was always a female. It's only been recently that that wasn't the case. But like, in the past, like, the first 7 or 8 times I played the game, of the times that I picked Chikorita, it was always a female, so I would never need to soft reset for one. And I didn't care about the gender back then, I just was like, oh, it is what it is. Awesome. Wow, we're down to 54 people watching. Thanks, guys. I feel the love. What shiny legendary would I like the most? I'd love a shiny Virizion. It's pink and beautiful. But every single legendary that can be a shiny in this game, I will be soft resetting for. So that even includes the Latios, I think is what the first one is that they just give you. But you know, you get the Eon ticket through Street Pass, so I'll be soft resetting for both the shiny Latios and Latios, on top of all the legendaries you can get post game. The only legendaries you cannot get as a shiny, no matter how many soft resetting, because they're shiny locked, are the Weather Trio and Deoxys. Any other legendary you can get in this game can be shiny, which is awesome. Why am I doing this on Route 103? Well, here's my rules for the ShinyLocke. I can only use shiny Pokemon, and I cannot progress to the next route until I get a shiny. So I'm doing Route 103 now, because I cannot continue the game until I get a shiny here. That's why. What about Rayquaza? Nope, Rayquaza is shiny locked. You cannot get it as a shiny. And even if you could, or here's the thing, even if you could soft reset for a Deoxys, there is no save point between getting Rayquaza and getting Deoxys. So you would have to reset to a point where both of them are shiny. And that's 1 in 4096 to the second power. Which is like, it's really ridiculous, the odds of getting both of them as a shiny. But luckily, both of them are shiny locked, so it's impossible to get either of them. But yeah, so I know this will take a long time to get through this game, especially if I have to go on every single route and get a shiny on every single route before I can progress. But I have ways of speeding up later, like chain fishing and horde hunting and stuff like that. Really, towards the end of the game, the only reasons I'll have to stick with random encounters are the legendaries that I'll have to soft reset. That won't be a problem. And plus, I am probably going to have access to the Shiny Charm after the game, because I have a complete Pokédex in this already, so as soon as I have access to the Shiny Charm, I will get the Shiny Charm. And that'll double my odds right there. What if I get another Zigzagoon? Then I'll just accept it. I'd rather get a Poochyena or a Wingull just to make it a little different, but I'll take any shiny whatsoever to help me get through the game. If that means going through the next 4 routes and getting a shiny Zigzagoon every single time, so be it. You can refight Deoxysnores. Oh, I didn't know that, but it doesn't matter. It's shiny locked anyway. My favorite shiny Pokemon is Zoroark. My favorite Pokemon in Gen 5. Samurott. Do I like shiny Helioptile? I think it's okay. I prefer the regular one I prefer the regular one more, though. What if I get a shiny Wingull? Well, then that's awesome, because then I'll have a Pokemon that can use Fly. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure shiny Wingull can also use Surf. So there you go. The biggest problem with this game is that I will need Pokemon that can use HM moves like Surf and Fly and all that stuff. Well, Fly not so much, because once I get the shiny Latios or Latios, then I'll be able to use the Eon Flute just fine. But between now and then, I'll need to, well, at the very least, I'll need a Pokemon that can Surf. That will be a requirement at some point. So I'm going to need a shiny Water type at some point. Everything else, even if I don't have a flyer, I can walk everywhere. It would be a pain, but I could do it. I mean, what else is there? There's Rock Smash. Is that an HM in this gen? Whatever. You know, the point is, for everything, I'll be fine, but I need something that can surf. And there's just, I think Wingull can learn Surf. So I'd prefer Wingull. And in any case, Wingull can learn Fly, so I prefer Wingull anyway. But I'll just take anything. And then I'll just work as we go. You know, when Twitch Plays Pokemon did Pokemon Red, they had planned on evolving Eevee into Vaporeon, and that would be their Surfer. They ended up accidentally evolving it into Flareon, then they had to go and find a new way to teach Surf to someone, and that took a while. But they figured out a way to make it work. So whatever happens here, I'll make it work. Do I have any tips on Splatoon? Have fun. As long as you have fun, it doesn't matter how good you are. That's what I have to say. Why do I like Helioptile so much? Because it is so cute. What PC graphics card am I getting? I don't know. As long as it's good, I really don't care. It was just decided by the chat that $500 would be a good goal for a good graphics card. I know you can get the best ones for like 1,000 or whatever, but I think 500 is a good number for a graphics card. My favorite character in Breath of the Wild is Mipha, followed by Zelda. Get a 1070? Well, I'll get whatever I want, but the point is I need to earn the money first, so it's not even worth talking about what I'm going to get until I earn the money. Favorite Pokemon of Gen 4? Ooh, good question. Probably either Lucario or Shaman. What, Mega Tate Z Pokemon? Is that how you pronounce it? Favorite Gen 7 Pokemon? Salazzle. How do I chat with Fishy, Kyle, and Cayenne? I use Discord. Although we only ever use Discord just to voice chat when recording. Almost always when we talk with each other, we just DM each other through Twitter. What's my favorite Pokemon that's not Helioptile? Second favorite Pokemon? Latios. Favorite Gen 5 Pokemon? Samurott. Do I like Mew? It's adorable. Thoughts on Zelda's voice in Breath of the Wild? I liked it. I mean, I know people don't. I don't care. I liked it. I thought it was very fitting. I thought they gave her a good voice. Have I ever... How do you even get Shaman in the Gen 4 games? The only legitimate way nowadays is to... I don't believe there's a distribution cart for it, so the only legitimate way is... Well, the only way outside of using a cheating device is still kind of cheating. You need to tweak the game. And tweaking is not where you tweak the game coding or anything. It's where you get on your bike and go in a specific pattern incredibly fast that lets you go outside of walls, and then you have to count the number of steps you take, and then... if you count correctly, you'll load a part of the game that the Shaman is in, and then you catch Shaman and then fly back to the Pokemon Center. That's the only way to get it in the games. I mean, it's a pain, but that's the only way to do it now. Because the only other ways involved items that were distributed through the internet, so you can never do those again. If it was a distribution cartridge, we could still do that, because those still exist. Unfortunately, the internet that they used, you can't replicate that, so yeah. My favorite generation is Gen 2. Favorite Disney park is Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Although I'll say this, when I went to California Adventure last year, I was surprised at how much fun I actually had. That was the day that I thought I'd be the most bored and just not have that much to do. That was the best day of my trip as far as I'm concerned. That was awesome. And there we go. We are now 200 encounters deep into this stream, and I've only been going for an hour and a half. How come I take forever to make Splatoon funny moments? Well, I usually do once a week. Trust me, I would love to do it like 4 or 5 times a week if possible, but here's the thing. Fishy and Kyle and Kayana do not have that kind of time. Especially if Fishy and Kyle want to make videos of their own. I would hate to get so far ahead that you wouldn't even have a reason to subscribe to them. So I limit myself to just once a week. And even right now, I can't do that because all my footage is corrupted and they're unavailable to record until Splatoon 2 comes out. But I do once a week, and if that's not enough for you, I'm sorry, but that's sort of beyond my control. You'd be surprised how much editing it takes to make a good Splatoon video. It takes me usually about a full day. I prefer Gardevoir or Gallade. I prefer Gardevoir. Do I have a Mew? Yeah, I have a Mew. I have a complete living Pokédex in Gens 1 through 6. That means I have every single Pokemon. Not just registered, in the box. So I don't just have Venusaur that I evolved from Bulbasaur. I have a Bulbasaur and a Venusaur. And that includes Mew. It does not include about half the Gen 7 Pokemon that I need to work on, but it includes pretty much everything else. Wow, it just, That's so weird. I'm doing a speed test right now to figure out why this is going so bad. I'm getting 210 megabytes a second download, which is pretty amazing, by the way. I'm getting 20 megabytes a second upload, so I don't know what's going on right now. It looks like it might be smooth now. Yeah, I got that on my end too. I don't know what that was. That was so odd. But I should be back now. Assuming I'm back, I'm just going to keep going, and if I'm not truly back, then you guys are probably going to let me know. That was so odd. I don't know what happened there. There might be a storm or something that's nearby, although it is pretty sunny outside still. It's 6:30 and it's still sunny here. Oh, no, I'm sorry, my Mew is not for trade. I need my living Pokédex. Anyway, what I was saying earlier is I have a living Pokédex except for half the Gen 7 Pokemon, and those I'm working on very slowly. It's just not as big of a priority as it was when Gen 6 first came out, so... Do I have a favorite Pokemon team? Yes, I do. I actually made a video on it, so if you go and look at Pokemon Dream Team, Skul, Sugar, TCG, whatever, something like that, it should be there, and you can watch it and see what my dream team is, my favorite Pokemon team. My favorite Pokemon starter in Gen 7? Poplio. Easy. Thank you, Tyler Harvey, for the sub. Oh, Zigzagoon can learn Surf? Awesome, then I guess I don't need to worry about a Surfer. I could use a Flyer, but flying isn't a requirement in this game. I mean, it'd be a pain to run everywhere, but it's possible. Thank you, Chi, for the sub. My favorite non-Pokemon game is Breath of the Wild. And I know I tend to lean towards, you know, the most recent games as among my favorite, but honestly, Breath of the Wild is the most perfect game I've ever played. It is the greatest game of all time as far as I'm concerned. It's just amazing. What Wii U games do I have? Well, right now I only have two, Splatoon and Super Smash Brothers. That's it. Everything else I either sold or I traded in for the versions that are coming to the Switch. Favorite non-Nintendo system? My PlayStation 4 is pretty awesome. Although I love my Sega Genesis and my Atari 2600 as well. My eventual goal is to get one of every single console, and with how cheap older consoles are, that's not that far out there. So when I get more, I'll probably have a better idea, but those are the only... Well, I also have my Xbox One, I guess, but those are the only few consoles... Oh, I have a PlayStation 1, too. I better stop watching. Talking, I better stop talking, because, yeah, that right there is like 5 consoles I've listed that aren't Nintendo. But then again, I also have a Nintendo 64, and a GameCube, and a Wii U, and a Switch. And of course, the Wii U can play Wii games. So I can basically play any Nintendo game right now, except for the ones released on the NES and Super NES. I'd love to get an NES sometime, and I would love for Metroid to be my very first game on the NES. But once that once that happens, when that happens, I honestly don't know. I would need the money for that first, and all my extra money right now really has to go to more important things. Yeah, absolutely, Hudson. In fact, I had never played a Zelda game before Breath of the Wild. I was hooked. I had so much fun. And then I played Ocarina of Time, and it was so hard, and I did not have fun at all. So I highly recommend Breath of the Wild to people who aren't Zelda fans or never played Zelda games before, because it's just such a good game. Very easy to pick up and play. Your favorite Pokemon's Braixen. Awesome. Braixen's a cute Pokemon. I love that they included her in Pokken Tournament. She's my favorite Pokemon to play in Pokken Tournament. For some stupid reason, you can't play Wii U games on the Switch. Well, I'll tell you why. Aside from the hardware limitations, like, how could you possibly play a Wii U game that requires both the screen and the gamepad? Like Star Fox Zero, for example. That'd be pretty hard. The other thing is, the Switch is made to be portable. How are you going to play a Wii U game? How are you going to... Okay, let me start over. Where are you going to put the Wii U game disc in the Switch? There's no disc slot, and if you were to add one to play Wii U games, that would cost way more extra money, and it would lose a great portion of its portability as well. So, it's completely understandable why you can't play Wii U games on the Switch, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it makes perfect sense to me. Favorite starter from all generations is Snivy. Do I love Splatoon 2? Well, Splatoon 2 isn't out yet, so I can't exactly say now, can I? Someone asked something. Oh, favorite Kalos starter is Finnegan. Favorite fire starter of all generations? Finnegan. Yay, we're still hovering right around 56 people watching. Thanks, guys. You just got Pokemon Black 2. Awesome. Hope you enjoy it. Actually, I think I've heard people say they prefer Black and White 2 more than Black and White. So, there you are. Now, is Black and White necessary for you to play the game? Absolutely not. You'll probably understand what's going on just fine through all the exposition and dialogue that people give. But it definitely helps. I mean, you'll know for sure what's going on if you play Black and White as well, but it's not necessary by any means. I remember you, Melody Meloetta. I remember almost anyone who's ever been in one of my streams. Team Skul? Well, I like Team Skul, but you spelled it wrong. There should only be one L. Favorite fast food restaurant? Honestly, I like McDonald's. My favorite villain team in all the games, though, is Team Rocket. And that's probably nostalgia talking. I know they were just in it for money, but I like Team Rocket. Favorite water starter is Poplio, and favorite grass starter / favorite starter Gen 5 / favorite starter of all time, Snivy. Although I do love Oshawott too, don't get me wrong. I mean, Samurott I like more than Superior, so think about that. Gen 5 is harder than Gen 6. Yeah, Gen 6 is pretty easy. I'd say Gen 6 is actually the easiest of all the games. Favorite gym leader is Skyla. Do I want Gen 4 remakes? No, I do not. Here's why. Those Gen 4 games, you can play them on the 3DS right now. You can just get the exact same games and put them in the same cartridge slot as you put Sun and Moon and play the games just fine. So why would you remake games for a system that you can play them on in the first place anyway? That's what I think. Do I like Whitney? Yeah, I like her. She's great. I hate her Miltank, but I like her. I would love a Fire Red and Leaf Green remake. That's what I would like more. Wait, you can only use shinies? Yep, and you can't go to the next route until you catch a shiny. So I'm on Route 103. I can't go to Route 104 until I get a shiny here. That's just my own personal rule. Obviously, this is just a Nuzlocke sort of situation where the rules are made by you and enforced by you. You can cheat them however you want. The game is completely unmodified. It's just an extra rule that I have made up to make the game more interesting and much more long. Why remake Gen 1, 2, and 3? Here's why. Gen 1 and 2 they remade because you couldn't play... You could not transfer those Pokemon up to Gen 3 or Gen 4. Then they remade Gen 3 for, I don't know, you could transfer the Pokemon from there up to here. But I guess it's because a lot of people with 3DSs, you know, you don't have the GPA, so you couldn't play the old games anymore. Now, if you want to remake Gen 4, there's no point, because the Gen 4 Pokemon you can transfer up just fine. The games you can play just fine. There's really no reason that I could think of for them to remake Gen 4 for a logical standpoint. And also, if anyone wants to know, I haven't decided yet in this if I'm going to make it a Nuzlocke rule where if a Pokemon faints, it dies. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to lean towards no just because this is just so hard as it is. I prefer not to do that. I'd rather just get through the game, catching Pokemon in every single route, as well as just offering setting for gift Pokemon whenever possible, which is almost only going to be legendaries. Do I like the idea of the 2DS XL? Yeah, I like the idea of it. I'm not going to get one because I don't need one, but I think it's pretty awesome. Sorry, I was responding to some email real quick. Do I buy skins for my consoles? No, I don't. I just prefer them the way they are. The one exception is on my Wii U gamepad, I have the Splatoon skin for that. I just like the skin for it. But for the Wii U itself, I don't have a skin. So I consider that more of a controller skin than a game console skin. Even then, I don't care for controller skins much either. I prefer just custom, like special limited edition controllers or limited edition consoles. Like my regular 3DS, which I'm not playing on right now, is the blue 3DS XL that came out with Pokemon X and Y. That was my first 3DS I ever got, and I liked it. Do I like Super Mario Galaxy? I think it's awesome. Here's the thing, though. I'm not that big of a Mario fan. I never have been. I probably never will be. So I don't think of the games as highly as other people do. I think the games are good. I just don't think that they are better than other games that I think pretty highly of, that's all. Favorite legendary in all the generations, Latias, and you betcha I'm going to soft reset for a shiny when I get to that point. Oh, that's horrible, Nick. Why are you here talking about it instead of seeing your mom? Oh, I'm not lying. I'm not saying Super Mario Galaxy isn't a good game. I'm just saying that I just don't like it as much as other people do, who are just Mario fans in general. My Smash main is Yoshi. What am I using to record? Well, this 3DS comes with its own software so that I can put the picture onto the computer, and then I just use OBS to capture the picture. And it's pretty instantaneous. I think there's maybe a... Honestly, this is a 30 FPS game, and I think there might be just a 2 or 3 frame delay between what happens on my 3DS and what happens on the screen. It's incredibly small. Yes, this is Diantha's theme. This is one of my favorite songs that Glitch has made. Oh, hi, Forrest. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, now there's no way to see how long I've been streaming. I'm going to guess about an hour 50 minutes. But I'm almost up to 250 encounters. Oh, awesome, Jordan. Wait, are you the same Jordan who sent me the picture through the mail? That awesome one that made me cry? Do I have, wow, no. Well, that's inappropriate. Later, Minen, thanks for being in here. My thoughts on Digimon? I never watched the show, really. Oh, that's fine, Jordan. I love it. I still have that picture proudly hanging on my wall. It was the most amazing thing anyone's ever sent me. Thank you. Thank you once again for that. Even though I know it was a long time ago you sent it, but thank you so much still. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Digimon. Well, when I was a kid, everyone was arguing about which was better, Digimon or Pokemon. The problem is they came out at around the same time, so no one really knew which one was first. And in our minds, whichever one was second was the ripoff. I found out that Digimon came out after Pokemon, so when I was a kid, when it was basically big, I thought, well, it's obviously a ripoff. Digimon monsters, ripoff of Pokemon, basically. So, I ignored it for way too long. Found out later the anime is actually pretty good. It's the games that are bad, which is the exact opposite of Pokemon, where the games are amazing and the anime is, at best, okay. Nowadays it's pretty bad, but yeah. So that's my story with Digimon. I really try not to have an opinion on it because I honestly don't know what it is. I've never really watched the anime that much. I remember bits and pieces of it, but not much. I never played the games, so I try not to have an opinion on it because I don't want to... I try not to have opinions on things I know nothing about. My favorite gym leader in Gen 6 is either... Actually, it's Viola. It's Viola. You change your name to whatever you want to. I can't... I don't have a say in that. Favorite Mega Evolution? Latios. Easy. You had to ask. Okay, up over 250 encounters for today. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours now. I'll try and go to 700. We'll see how 700 goes. We'll see how I'm at when I get to 700. You are a girl if you like what? No, that's not. You're not a girl if you like Latios. Ash liked Latios. Does that make him a girl? And he retracted his messages. Good. Good. I want you to go home and sit in a corner and think about what you just said. What if instead of Latios in Pokemon Heroes it was Latios? What would I do? Oh, that would just be horrible. Can you imagine? Having Ash get this nice bond with a Pokemon and then she's the one who dies? That would be horrible, and probably a much better movie than the one that much better story than the one that movie was telling. Well, Ash is voiced by a girl, but that doesn't make him a girl. The character. Oh, we got a $1 donation. Someone just donated $1. I'm sorry, the notification isn't going to be able to pop up. I'm so sorry about that. I'll go ahead and look up and see who did that. Oh, the donor was Skul TCG, but the message says it's actually Keegan. Oh, thank you so much, Keegan. Another $1 hype in the chat, everyone. Thank you so much. And we are now 1% of the way towards our donation goal. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Keegan. That was awesome of you. How should I like Cyndaquil? Cyndaquil is cute. Although my favorite of the Johto starters is Chikorita. Like, there's not many starters that I don't like. There's not many Pokemon in general I don't like. Obviously Garbodor, but like, all the starters I like except for Chimchar. Everything else I think is pretty okay. So, either I like it or love the rest. So, yeah. There we go. Do I watch Dragon Ball Z? No. No, I do not. Well, Lynn, what have you learned? My least favorite Pokemon is Garbodor. Which do I dislike more, Quilladin or Pignite? Ah, man, they both look the same. They both have that stupid look on their face. I think I dislike Quilladin a little more, maybe. I don't know. I don't like either of them particularly. Am I a Mel Brooks fan? Yes, I do. Blazing Saddles is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. It's definitely not a film for you guys to watch, though. Like, definitely not. but it's hilarious. What does ShinyLocke mean? Well, basically it means I can only use shiny Pokemon, and I cannot progress in the game until I catch a Pokemon on the current route. So, I'm on Route 103 now. I cannot go to Route 104 until I catch a Pokemon here. There you go, Lynn. Good lesson to learn. Now, you keep doing that. If you follow that lesson, then you can stay. If you keep saying stupid things like we said earlier, then you're going to have a bad time. My least favorite starter is Chimchar. I'm just not a fan of monkeys. I don't know why it is that I don't like monkeys, but like monkeys in general, I just do not like. So Chimchar, the monkey starter, that's instantly like the lowest for me. And I mean, hey, if you like Chimchar, great. Like what you like. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. There's plenty of people who like Chimchar. Good for you. I just don't. I'm not saying that you're wrong to like it. I'm saying you like it, great. I don't, great. We can agree to disagree. Well, not even that. Like, if you like Chimchar, that's awesome. I mean, Infernape looks awesome. It's a beast of a Pokemon. It's just Chimchar I just do not like. So, yeah. It's just, like, that's one of the worst things I've ever heard, is people who say everyone's entitled to their own opinion. On the surface, yes, that's true, but usually people say that as another way of saying, I'm right and you're wrong, which I do not like. And I never want to say that. I never want to say, I'm right, you're wrong. I want to say, just because I don't like something doesn't mean you have to not like it either. If you like it, great. I'm happy you like it. But I don't. And that should be where it ends. Like, that's just, it's just how it is. So I really, like, if you like something I don't, or if you dislike something that I love, that's fine. That's just how people work. And that's a good thing. Whoops. Sorry about that. It's kind of embarrassing. Favorite TV show is Home Improvement. It's a 90s sitcom starring Tim Allen. Most of you probably don't even know what it is. But I love it. Every single episode is hilarious. That's one of the few shows that was actually good from beginning to end. Like, there was never a time when that show was down. How many counters does it take for a shiny pop-up? Don't know. It's completely random. The odds are 1 in 4,096 that we see a shiny. That can mean we get it on the first encounter. Could mean we'll get it on the 4,096th encounter. We could go for 100,000 encounters and not get a shiny. It's just completely random odds. Although, my odds are actually pretty good of getting it before the 4,000 mark, but we'll just see. Favorite animated TV show? Oh, good question. I don't know. There's not many. I don't really watch animated TV shows that much. I really liked the Justice League show, the one from the early 2000s. It was involved in the same canon as the Batman animated series. I didn't particularly enjoy the Batman series. I thought it had some great episodes, but for the most part, I just was bored watching it. Justice League was amazing. I watched that all the time when I was younger, as it aired. So, yeah, that was just... I was so glad to find that it was on Netflix when I grew up, and I just watched it so much. And it was awesome. I just loved it. Oh, but I also love Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and if you guys haven't seen it just because you don't think if it's a movie it's not Star Wars, give it a chance. There's a reason it has such a huge following. It is an amazing, amazing series, especially from about season 3 and on. All the episodes are just so good, so awesome. I just love them. Like, seriously, the Clone Wars as a whole is probably better than all 3 prequels combined. Which I know isn't saying much, but seriously, it is top-tier Star Wars material. You guys should really go check out the Clone Wars if you haven't. Also, tonight we honor the hero. Hello, Crimson. Nice to see you. What moves do Wild, Alola, and Rattata have? I have no idea. Oh, well, since I'm talking about Star Wars, here, let me give a ramble. I watched a video from someone, I don't even know who. I just happened upon a video that was the top 10 Star Wars characters. This was a guy, by the way. I need to preface this by saying it's a guy, because yes, I think that's important here. He prefaced the video by saying that he didn't even consider these his favorite characters. He considered these to be the best characters in the whole saga. I thought, okay, let's hear what his arguments are. He went through all 10 characters, and it was obvious at the end of it that there wasn't a single girl character in all of it. My favorite character is Rey. I understand a lot of people are like, Rey's just a Mary Sue, so fine. If that's not in the top 10 video, I understand that's your logic. But there wasn't even Leia in there. There were no girls whatsoever. I mean, there was the obvious, you know, Han, Luke, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Then he had, like, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, Lando Calrissian, Yoda. And I was just like, wait, where are the women? There's women in Star Wars too, you know. Not many, but they're there. And I consider the women to be a lot more memorable than the men. I mean, have you seen Star Wars? The first movie, the original movie? You know what happens? Luke and Han go to rescue the princess, and she ends up rescuing them instead because they don't know what to do. She's like, okay, boys, back up. It's time to actually get some work done. Like, Leia is awesome. No one's going to deny Leia is awesome. Like I said, I'd make Rey my #1 Star Wars character, if for any other reason that she has hardly any dialogue, and yet her story is told so well, she doesn't need it. She could be a completely mute character, and she would still, you would have just as easy of a time understanding her desires and her needs and her situation as if she could talk. Padme, I understand you not putting her in there. She doesn't really do much. Jyn is another great, strong female character. Then you got characters like Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars. Yeah, Maz Kanata. The point is, there are plenty of women in Star Wars, and this guy didn't list any of them. And remember, this isn't just what I was saying. What he was saying was his favorites. These were specifically what he considered to be the best 10 characters in the whole Star Wars saga. So I commented on the video saying, I noticed there are no women in this. Could you explain that? Your reasoning. And he went on a tirade for like 3 or 4 paragraphs about how dare I imply that he's a misogynist, and the women in Star Wars are obviously weak and uninteresting, and it's not his fault that they just happen to be women. And that kind of irked me. Like, a lot. Because, well, that's misogynist. I wasn't implying it beforehand. I was wondering, you know, okay, if you really think these are the top 10, there's no women there, could you explain why? And then he went on that, like, okay, it's because you don't like women. We live in the year 2017, and there are people who cannot accept the fact that women are just as strong, if not stronger, than men. Wonder Woman was the best film to come out this year, and there are people who refuse to see it because it stars a woman. And you guys are mad that Donald Trump was elected president? Pick your priorities, people. Seriously. Seriously. Also, my thoughts on Verlisify. He has cancer, and I hope he never makes a video again. Also, I need to hit the up mark. There we go. Keep politics off my channel, but I'm just saying, your priorities, the priorities of people today, are in completely the wrong place. I was brought up, I would like to think correctly, but I was brought up believing that racism was dead and that sexism was never a thing in the first place. I didn't know that women had to fight to be equal to men until I was in high school and learned about it there. I didn't know that racism was still a thing until I started seeing all these news reports just all of a sudden in the past few years. You know, anything of either of those that I have seen at any time before that in my life, like the first 20 years of my life, I had never seen any of that firsthand. You know how much of that I've seen firsthand up till now? Nothing. I only hear people talk about how it's still a problem. I'm sure it's still a problem. That's stupid. Because I've never experienced it firsthand. I've never caught myself thinking, even considering, that my waiter or waitress was less of a human being, or thinking to myself, wow, why are they working here instead of a CEO at a big business or something? The thought never crossed my mind. It still has yet to. Why can't people think like that? There we go. There we go. I'm just going to leave it at that. Just remember that, people. Don't be sexist, don't be racist. All humans are equal, and that should be the end of it. I won't say who I voted for, but I will say the fact that I even acknowledged Trump won is enough to make a lot of people hate me. Like, he won the electoral vote. That's all that matters. That's all that's ever mattered in the history of the United States. He went for the electoral vote. He won the electoral vote. He won fair and square. Just leave it at that. People, seriously. Can't we just live in a time where we say, you won fair and square? No, it's impossible now, which is stupid. Absolutely stupid. Of course, here's the thing. I grew up in Texas. I'm instantly going to have unpopular opinions about things. Equality, I mean, that's not an unpopular opinion, but a lot of political things, yeah, I'm going to have unpopular opinions. So that's why I'm keeping politics out of my chat. Flame, I'm not telling you who I voted for. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I could give all sorts of statistics about who I might have voted for. You know, Texas as a whole did vote for Trump, but people in my county were more likely to vote for Clinton, but people within my age group were more willing to vote for a third party. A lot of people abstained from voting altogether. What did I do? You don't know? The only person who knows is me and the person who tallied up my vote. That's it. Not even my wife or my mom or my siblings know who I voted for. And I like to keep it that way. Because seriously, what if you found out that I didn't vote for Trump? What if you found out I did vote for Trump? You would think less of me. Someone somewhere would think less of me. That should not be the case. It should just be, I voted for this person because I thought that I agreed with what they stood for. And you should be, okay, they won, awesome. Or they lost, awesome. You voted for who you felt was right. I voted for who I thought was right. Did they win or lose? You don't know, only I know. And like I said, it doesn't matter. So there, that's what I have to say about that. That's also, like I said, why I'm keeping politics out of it. Because politics only lead to pain and chaos and suffering. And that's how Darth Vader came around. And I don't want to have to lose an arm and a leg or two. So there. Yeah, let's talk about Pokemon. Actually, were we ever talking about Pokemon? Like, seriously? Ever? Like, actually talking about it? Or did I just mention that my favorite shiny is Zoroark, my favorite starter is Snivy, my favorite Pokemon overall is Helioptile, my favorite legendary is Latias, etc. They're just answering the same questions over and over. Although I will point out, this is my stream and I can talk about whatever I want. But I do want to talk about things that you guys are interested in, so let's go with that. How about that shiny Trico? Yeah, I got only 700 resets. Don't worry, I'm done with politics now. I'll talk about other things. Do I have a waifu Pokemon? I refuse to answer that question so as to not incriminate myself. Favorite shiny? I just said my favorite shiny is Zoroark. I just said it like a minute ago, not even. Favorite generation of Pokemon is Gen 2. In my opinion, those are the best Pokemon games. They took everything great about Gen 1 and improved on it, added things. You can never top what Gen 2 managed to do. Do I still live in Texas? Yes, I do. How many shinies have I caught in all? Overall, I have over 100 shinies in X and Y, which is where I transfer all my extra shinies to, except in Sun and Moon, obviously. But in this game, I only have 2 so far. I'm only catching 1 on every route. Obviously, if I'm on Route 103, that means I got 1 on Route 101 and 102. Trico counted as my 101 encounter, and then I got a Zigzagoon on Route 102. So I'm really hoping I get something other than a Zigzagoon here. But I'll take anything, really, as long as it progresses the game. Do I have any funny stories on hacked Pokemon I got from Wonder Trade? Well, I honestly don't know if this one is hacked, although I'd like to say so. There's a Pikachu wearing Ash's original series hat that I got in Pokemon Sun and Moon through Wonder Trade. I honestly don't know if it's hacked or not. I think it is, though. Like, the odds are pretty high that it's hacked, but I just don't know for sure. I've never heard of Hitalia, the anime Hitalia. I don't know if I've even heard of the word Italia before. That'd be awesome, Jordan, but this is the biggest reason why I don't do politics, is because once I start, I never stop. And as we see, people don't want to hear that. So I'm just going to stop myself right there and really hope that I get a shiny Wingull. I think getting a Wingull on this route is like a 10% chance. At least out of all the encounters that I've gotten, I'd like to say I've seen Wingull about 10% of the time. And then Zigzagoon 50%, Poochyena 40%, something like that. Maybe it's 40-40-20, but it's pretty low. So I'd love to get Wingull, but I'd be just as happy with Poochyena. And honestly, even if it's a Zigzagoon again, I'll be happy with that. The rules for a ShinyLocke. You can only use shiny Pokemon, and you cannot progress in the game until you catch a Pokemon on the current route. So I can't go to Route 104 until I catch a Pokemon here on Route 103. Do I watch Death Battle? No, I don't know if I've even heard of it. This is not a Glitch X City remix, actually, but I have it in this playlist just because I love it so much. This is actually in-game music from Generation 6 for when you go to the World Championships, like in real life. And this is the duel music, the battle music between the 2 finalists. And whoever wins this match with this music in the background is crowned the Pokemon World Champion. Do I play VGC? Nope. I am very bad at it. My thing with competitive anything is just my luck is abysmal. Like, the highest level tournament I've ever taken place in was a trading card game tournament, States, which is one under regionals, one tier under regionals. And I played a Virizion Genesect deck, and if you know anything about that, the whole object is to get your Virizions out as quickly as possible. Just to give you an idea of my luck, my very first match, 3 of my 4 Virizions were prized. And that was basically the luck of my day. My Genesects were prized, my Plasma Energies were prized. Like, it was always something that just I could not afford to have prized. That was just my luck of the day. In fact, the person who won States that weekend was playing a deck that had a 1-card difference from mine. That was how horrible my luck was. So, there. So, that's how my luck usually is with tournaments of any kind. That's why I don't participate in anything competitively. It's not that I'm bad, it's that luck is not on my side. What video game has the best soundtrack? Oh, that's a good question. There's so many games with such iconic music. Like what comes to mind is Sonic the Hedgehog for Sega Genesis. I mean, Green Hill Zone, everyone knows that. Da 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 da. You know, that comes to mind. Do I like Zinnia's theme? Yes, I do. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and play that next. But yeah, I mean, it's so hard for me to choose just one. I mean, there's been thousands and thousands of games that have come out over the years, and it's hard for me to only pick one game that has the best soundtrack. The best Pokemon game, easily the best soundtrack, huh? It's really a tie between Gen 1 and 2. I'm going to go Gen 1 just because it's so iconic. Rattata or Pidgey. I actually like Rattata more, believe it or not. Just something about its design that I find adorable. Maybe it's the purple on it. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I realize there's a lot of purple Pokemon, and purple's not exactly a natural color in the real world. Rattata's purple, the Nidorans are purple. You have things like Muck that are obviously purple because they're toxic, but like there's a lot of purple Pokemon, which isn't natural in the real world, but I find it kind of nice that it sort of differentiates Pokemon from real animals. I should be on The Voice. No, I should not. No, if you hear me actually try and sing, I'm horrible. Actually, here, I'm going to go ahead and embarrass myself. Go ahead and look up Make-A-Wish fan dub on my channel, and you'll see just how horrible my singing is. I was so horrible. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this story up, nor exaggerating in any way. I took voice lessons in college, and at my recital, after my recital, my voice teacher told me he had never been so embarrassed in his life as he was listening to me sing after all that he had taught me. One, it was his fault because, well, several reasons, but I'm not trying to place the blame here or anything, but it was his fault. For one big reason, I had someone accompany me on the piano. He and I had never rehearsed. He didn't even know that he was going to accompany me until that day. Here's Zinnia's theme, by the way. And the arrangement that he was given was in a different key and a different tempo than the song that than the version of the song that I had learned. So I was just trying to get through it in the first place. And two, I'm just a naturally bad singer, so that one's on me. But yeah, that was just horrible. And then he said, why didn't you just refuse to do the recital? And I said, I didn't know that was an option. No one had ever told me if you don't want to sing at the recital for the thing that you're paying a lot of money for, that you can back out and no one would think any less of you. So yeah, I'm very horrible at singing, and that experience just left me too scarred to ever do it again. Yeah, I can hum along just fine, but the music needs to be in my ears. I can't just wing it. I'm basically tone deaf, and I think actually deaf, so like I'm not kidding, I think I might actually be a little deaf. So I can't hear myself, so I don't know how good I'm singing. So yeah, I'm very bad at singing. So whoever said I should be on The Voice, yeah, I should go there as an example of who not to let on The Voice. Favorite video game? Pokemon Silver. My favorite school subject? Ooh, good question. I don't remember primary school or high school that well, but I remember in college there was a class I took, Introduction to Sociology, and that was a really fun class, actually. In fact, that was the only class that I got an A on for a paper that I wrote that is completely not appropriate to even share the title of it here. Let me just say, whatever you think it is, it's worse. So, but I got an A, and that was actually a really, really fun class. But I guess in regular school, my favorite lessons in primary school might have been math, and in high school, it was probably I honestly don't know. I don't remember much of high school. I remember Saturday. I don't remember much of the classes I took, though. Yeah, Lonely Eon, we reached the goal for all those amiibo. Special thanks to Django's TV and Jacob for making that a reality. Do I like Celebi? Yeah, it's adorable. I cannot remember high school. Not well, anyway. I don't know. I don't think there will be an Alolan Pidgey in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think there will be new Ultra Pokemon or Alolan Pokemon at all. Ultra Pokemon, yes. Obviously, because it's in the name. But Alolan Pokemon, I don't think so. I just don't think so. Favorite non-Pokemon game? Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits here at 700. The interest in this seems to be dying off, and it is pretty late here. It's like 720. So when I hit 700, it's going to be 730. Did I go to college? I went to college for several years. I did not graduate, though, because at some point I was actually earning more on YouTube than I would have with a college degree. Not the case now, but at the time, that was why I quit. Plus, I don't really know what kind of degree I would want anyway. I still don't know. I would love to return to college someday and finish up, get a degree, but I just don't. I don't know what degree I would like. I just don't have a clue. Favorite blue Pokemon? Samurott. Oh, thank you, Red Streak. I appreciate it. What's my dream job besides YouTube? I would love to be a Hollywood actor. I don't care if I just am a secondary character who gets a brief look at in the background of a scene. I would just love to be in a Hollywood movie. I'd love to work in Hollywood somehow. It's incredibly competitive, and most jobs there don't last that long, but I would love to do that. Definitely unlikely, though. Favorite Gen 4 Pokemon? I'd have to split it between Lucario and Shaman, and have to get back at you. You were in a Hollywood movie when you were there. Oh, come on! See, I would love to. I'd love to, like, even just a brief, like, in the background character, you'd have to pause the movie and zoom in to see me. That's what I would love. But, like, I don't live in California. I don't live anywhere near California. It just would not happen. Oh, yeah, I will update the description. Goes toward a PC graphics card. There we go. It's updated. If someone broke all the things in my house, how would I feel? It wouldn't be that bad because I have renter's insurance, which would reimburse me for everything that broke, so I just use the money to buy it all over again. Huh, Melon, I can't believe you actually did. Yeah, wasn't my singing horrible? Do I want Gen 8? Yes, I do, and I want it to be on the Switch. You wonder how you become a background person? You need an agent, or you need to be super lucky and just happen to be in the place where they're filming. Fort Dallas Airport? No, it's Dallas Fort Worth Airport. It's a little different. Favorite legendary trio? I'm going to go with the legendary beasts. Wasn't as bad as you thought. Yeah, but it's still horrible. Can you see my second shiny? Well, I'll put it in front here, but only for one Pokemon encounter because it's really scary, the thought of being unable to run away with the Zigzagoon in front. So this is my shiny Zigzagoon. Lucky. Favorite non-Nintendo game? Star Wars Battlefront, the new one. And I'm sure Battlefront 2 will overtake that easily. Will I ever make a second channel? I've made several second channels several times. They've all failed. I'm never doing that again. I'm just going to keep all my stuff right here. Yep, we will be on Route 103 for a long time. Could you give me ideas for Mario Maker? You could, but it won't do you any good. I don't have the game. My least favorite Nintendo franchise? Good question. Nintendo makes really good franchises. That's the thing. I don't know. I guess my least favorite would probably be... I don't know. Nintendogs, I guess? I'm going with Nintendogs. Do I plan on doing more shiny hunting in Heart Gold, Soul Silver? Yeah, eventually. What I'm going to do is after I get a shiny in Route 103, then I'm going to go back to Sun and Moon and find a shiny there. I haven't decided what yet. And then figure out from that. My favorite FPS, my favorite first-person shooter is Overwatch. Okay, we're within the last 3 encounters of the day. We'll see if I get a shiny here. Thought I would say Kirby. Well, Kirby's pretty low in terms of my favorites. I just don't enjoy the Kirby games. I've tried to play them so much, and I just don't enjoy them. Turtwig Gamer, it's not exactly something I can control. Okay, we're up to the last encounter. Next one is all or nothing. And here we go. Encounter number 700, 350 for today. And it's not a shiny. I'm kind of glad it wasn't either, because that was like Zigzagoon. So there we go. That was it for today. I'm going to go ahead and save the game real quick. Keep thinking the save button's there. Thanks, Nintendo. Game has been saved, and that is how this is going to end. So thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you so much to the people who donated money. That was so much money that we got today, all of which will be going toward very good causes. And we are 1% of the way towards getting our graphics card for our PC, which will let us do all sorts of fun stuff in the future, including being able to stream Wii U and Switch games. So be on the lookout for that. Come back next time whenever I stream, whenever that is. Pretty much does it for now. Thanks for watching, and that's the end of the song, so perfect time to end the stream. Later, guys.